Why did Alexandra Breckenridge worry that her baby would jeopardize her career? What is Tim Matheson's advice for divorced dads? And how did Demi Moore play a role in Martin Henderson's obsession with privacy? Hi, I'm Joy, and you're watching OSSA. Alexandra Breckenridge as Mel Monroe. We know it's surprising, but despite the chemistry between Mel and Jack, the actors behind the roles aren't together off-screen. In fact, Alexandra is actually married to Katy Perry's lead guitarist, Casey Hooper. The two met at a Grammys after-party in 2012 when Casey had just finished up a world tour. 3 years later, they tied the knot, although details about the wedding are limited because the couple is very tight-lipped about their private lives. In 2016, Alexandra welcomed her son Jack to the world, followed by her daughter Billy the next year. Despite finding out about the pregnancy on her birthday, which the actress admitted was the best gift ever, she was terrified that the unexpected pregnancy would jeopardize her role on This Is Us, especially as it was so soon after her first baby. As the actress admitted to Atlanta magazine, "We do things pretty quickly in this family." Thankfully, the writers were really supportive of her pregnancy and her baby bump was removed with some clever set design and a little CGI. Apart from being a mom, wife, and actress, Alexandra is also an avid photographer, specializing in vintage 1920s black and white images. She admits that photography has a special appeal for her as it affords her a level of control that she doesn't get in acting. As the actress explained to Collider, "It's more of a way to express myself than acting is, by far." But her true love, more than anything, is her family. Not only have her children influenced her career because the former hardcore horror junkie now only considers family-friendly roles, but they've influenced her married life too. Chatting to Entertainment Weekly, Alexandra admitted that, "When I first held my baby, the world melted away, and I knew he was the most important thing I'd ever do." Which is why the couple bought a house in Georgia, because, as she explains, she and her husband want a place where their kids can grow up to be normal. Ben Hollingsworth as Dan Brady. Before he started landing regular television roles, Ben was a stage actor. However, that changed in 2010 when he worked with Demi Moore, David Duchovny, and Amber Heard in the 2010 film The Joneses. Then he landed a part in the medical drama Code Black, and his career really started to take off. However, he nearly missed the chance to appear in the hit show because his visa expired halfway through filming. In an interview with Real Style magazine, he recalled, "I was the first choice for the role, and it looked like I was going to get it. Then they said, 'You're not going to be able to do the role unless you have your papers.' I've had 3 visas and spent tens of thousands of dollars on lawyer fees for immigration. I almost didn't get my Code Black job because my last visa ran out." And while he was struggling to get the paperwork right, he met lingerie designer and bar method teacher Nyla Myers, and they hit it off immediately. In 2012, they tied the knot, and 4 years later, they had their first son, Hemingway, and it was love at first sight. The actor shared a post of his newborn on Instagram with a caption that read, "This little man now owns my heart. I was given the opportunity to catch him at birth, and now that I have him, I'm never letting go." It seems that Ben and his wife loved their son so much they decided to have another one. Okay, not technically. The actor has admitted that their second child, Gatsby, wasn't exactly planned. Chatting to Entertainment Weekly, he explained, "We were traveling to Paris for a friend's wedding, and then we took a family vacation through Tuscany. As you can imagine, there were some romantic nights, and, well, I might have to take responsibility for this one." Despite the surprise pregnancy, however, the parents were overjoyed with the arrival of their second son, with the actor simply saying, "Who knew that my heart could double in one day?" Adorable. Now all that's left to see is whether the boys follow in their father's footsteps, or if they'll take inspiration from their names and their parents' love of literature and become writers. Annette Otoole as Hope McQuire. She may have made her name in the Superman franchises and taken on the role of Virgin River's mayor, but Annette is actually a sucker for a good romance. Thankfully, her own love story is the stuff that dreams are made of, even though it had a rocky start. After a decade-long marriage to actor Bill Geislinger in the 80s, in which Annette had 2 daughters, she filed for divorce. Then Annette found the one. The actress had known and was friends with actor Michael McKean for several years before working alongside him in the film that changed everything, Final Justice. Despite playing rivals on screen, behind the scenes, the two bonded over their love of books and stories about their respective children. Eventually, he asked her on a date, and in 1999, they said their I do's. But these two lovebirds share more than just a marriage. In fact, they have a common love of music, which has strengthened their relationship and helped their careers. The couple released a single together, A Mighty Wind, that was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Original Song. And music and acting aren't Annette's only talents. When she's not working, she loves to knit. In fact, she's taught both her daughters to knit, and the family regularly knits baby blankets to donate to charity. Timothy Matheson as Vernon Mullins. Tim Matheson is no stranger to Hollywood, with an impressive CV spanning several decades. From CSI to The West Wing, there's very little that he hasn't done. And that includes finding the right woman. Because, as he's proven, the third time's the charm. Tim's first marriage to co-star Jennifer Leake was way back in 1968, when the actor was just 21, and he often recalls that his youth and ignorance contributed to the fact that the couple divorced after just 3 years. So it's no surprise that he was much older and wiser when he tied the knot the second time in 1985. But this marriage also didn't stick. Despite being with Megan Murphy Matheson for 25 years and sharing 3 children together, Tim filed for divorce in 2010, when he was 63 years old. Though the reason for the divorce was never revealed, the rumor mill went into overdrive with claims of infidelity, including a surprising admission by Kirstie Alley that she was involved with Tim while he was still engaged to Megan. Talk about awkward. But regardless of what happened between Tim and his wife, the marriage led to the real loves of his life: his children. In an interview with Life of Dad, he elaborated on how tough the divorce was on his kids, saying, "I think the hardest part is to separate your emotional upset with your spouse and your children. We sort of had a rule not to discuss the dirty linen with the children so that they could foster their relationship with the father and the mother. But it is hard." And while many would consider 2 marriages to be enough for one man, this actor has proven that we shouldn't underestimate our hearts. In 2018, and at 70 years old, Tim married Elizabeth Marighetto. Despite the relationship being in its early stages, the two seem genuinely happy, and we're hoping that this time, Tim has found the one. Colin Lawrence as John Middelton. Before playing Preacher Middleton, Colin could be spotted in several popular franchises, from The X-Files and iZombie to Riverdale and Smallville. But this British-Jamaican actor actually started off as a model, and given his self-confessed adoration of comics and all things geeky, it's no surprise that he started off with sci-fi and fantasy roles, which is something he has in common with his wife, Lucia Walters, who he married in 1999. Lucia is an actress best known for her role on Stargate Atlantis, and in 2005, she and her husband got a chance to work together on another sci-fi series, The 4400, where they played on-screen lovers. And it seems they loved the experience. Colin recalled, "It's not too often that you get to work across from your mate. It was just a lot of fun to actually work on a show together as husband and wife." And though he never misses a chance to share pics of his wife on social media, she has some strong competition in the form of the couple's 2 daughters. In fact, Colin has often said that his family is his top priority, and regardless of where in the world he's working, he always tries to make it home in time to tuck them into bed. How sweet is that? Lauren Hammersley as Charmaine Roberts. Wow, Charmaine really threw a spanner in the works for the romance between Jack and Mel. And while we wait to see what drama is in store for these 3 in the next season, at least Lauren's real love life isn't as dramatic, but only because it's non-existent. The Orphan Black star not only has 0 pictures of a significant other on any of her social media accounts, but she manages to deflect any questions about her private life when she's being interviewed. And while this doesn't rule out the fact that she might be dating someone on the down low, we hope that whatever her relationship status, she's happy. When she's not working, the Canadian actress loves to spend time with her dog, Olive, can often be found doing yoga or spending time in the outdoors, and is also a photographer. In fact, she initially got into photography as a backup plan in case her acting career didn't take off. She explains, "I actually started doing photography to find an income in something that I really enjoyed doing that wasn't acting, because you always need a backup. Then I booked Mr. D, and I haven't really since then." And while she's finding her happy place in her career and with her fur baby, we're hoping that when she's ready, she'll find love too. Martin Henderson as Jack Sheridan. Jack might have to choose between Charmaine and Mel in the newest season, but the actor behind the role doesn't have that problem. The New Zealand native has been pretty vocal about his love of acting, landing his first role when he was just 13 years old. But when it comes to his love life, he's keeping mum. And it's probably because of past experience. After briefly dating Demi Moore in 2012, the actor was disappointed to find himself in the middle of a media frenzy when the two split up, with reports circulating that the breakup led to Demi breaking down. So it's not surprising that since then, he's been reluctant to air any of his romances, including his brief relationships with Jennifer Garner and Helen Randack, a director and producer. And though details about any of his relationships are limited, after all, he doesn't like to kiss and tell, he has spoken about his desire to start a family. Martin elaborated, "I've always wanted kids, but I never felt ready. I wasn't mature enough to have them earlier. I don't think having a family is the answer to anything, but more a complement to life. I'd rather find the right woman first." And it seems that he may just have met the right woman. The actor recently shared an Instagram post featuring Aisha Mendez, who seems to have won his heart. And though we don't know how the two met, they both share a love of the ocean and animals. So while we don't know what the future holds for them, we're hoping to see a lot more of them together. And if that doesn't work out, at least he has his trusty companion Sammy. Whose love story is your favorite, and what are you hoping to see in the newest season of Virgin River? Let us know in the comments, and until next time, stay awesome!